Hello and welcome to Hope and Faith. This is Jennifer. I make videos about healing from narcissistic abuse. I share with you my healing journey. In today's video, I will be speaking about soul and ego and how being able to differentiate between the two will aid you on your journey. The narcissist did very many horrible things. They made you suffer. After going no contact, you are still holding on to that suffering in one way or another. I know I did. I held on to the memories, comments, insults, and abuse. Your sense of well-being and your sense of self, safety, and self-respect can be returned back to you. It can come back. You just need to keep focusing on this as if this exists, because it does. What no longer exists is the illusion created by the narcissist. All the negative self-talk, self-doubt, criticism, they are nothing but the gifts the narcissist has given you, which you still carry with you. They are nothing but blocks to realizing who you really are. If we can believe in the illusion and forget who we really are, we can also realize the truth for what it is and let the illusions fall away. It may take a while, it might be a journey, but it is possible to walk back to our true selves. What I have learned over the years from healing is that if everything originates in the mind, then we must allow the mind to release the thought of having suffered at the hands of the narcissist. We hold on to this because of our ego. If we only had love and no ego in our system, then we would cry when the abuse happens, process it then and there, and move on with love. We have an ego, so we create stories about how we were vulnerable and how we must not forget. Let me speak about the concept of soul and ego here, because it helped me on my healing journey. The ego plays a huge role in keeping the suffering alive in your system. Your soul consists of unconditional love, your passion, your morals, your principles, basically anything that comes from within and does not cost you your mental peace is your soul. The ego is all about measurement, value, returns, profits, accounts. The ego will always give you something, but it will ask you for your mental peace in return. For example, it will tell you that you are so and so, and it places this identity upon you. Then it'll give you a long list of things you must accomplish to keep this identity alive. It will cost you your own mental peace to participate in what your ego says you should be doing. The ego also will never be satisfied. It is a fire that can grow bigger and bigger, and it only destroys in the end. It can make you forget who you truly are by spinning stories about who you should be. A mining company which mines for coal that destroys the ecosystem is like the ego. It will destroy everything and everyone for profits. It thinks there is going to be some payoff, some value in the money and the material wealth. In truth, this will not really bring you all the happiness in the world. It may provide you with some comforts and make your life comfortable, but will it truly bring you joy and happiness, contentment? The soul is like your passion. It energizes you and it contributes to your well-being. And looking at you pursue your passion, it'll inspire others to pursue their own. The soul never stops giving and never asks for anything in return. So this ego of yours will convince you that the narcissist has taken everything away from you, and it will keep reminding you to be angry with them. Your ego will convince you that your suffering will be in vain if you forget what the narcissist did to you. It will convince you of your victimhood. The soul, on the other hand, will encourage you to love yourself out of this pain. It'll help you to let go of the memories of the narcissist. It will show you how to forgive and move on. The soul, it will show you how to do this. You just have to quiet your monkey mind where the ego lives. The ego will convince you that you are a better person as compared to the narcissist. It will give you a spiritual ego to feel better than the abuser. I am holier than thou because you have caused me suffering. This narrative of them being the perpetrator and you being the victim will make you give your power away. The ego wants to stay alive at all costs. If you forgive the narcissist, if you let go of what the narcissist did to you, the ego will lose its power. And its aim to grow, to keep growing, will be thwarted by your attempts through forgiveness. The ego wants to stay alive at all costs. This is why it does not allow you to move on from the abusive experiences and keeps reminding you of how you were victimized by the narcissist. If you really want to heal from this abusive experience on the soul level, you have to work on this from the soul level. You start here. When you connect with your soul, it'll show you how you have so much to offer to yourself and the world. It'll show you your inner child, your passion, your talents, things that give you joy, your purpose, your gift, your intuition. The soul will show you how to let go of the idea that you have built of yourself. It'll connect you with God. It'll show you how your true self-worth and your true self-love is still available to you. Your soul will show you your authentic self. The whole story of how you once were and how the narcissist reduced you to nothing and now you're only half the person is all a construct of the ego. The more you hold on to the story, the longer it will take for you to move towards your authentic self and let the illusions fall away so that you can become yourself again. When you quiet your mind, you'll be connected with your true inner essence, and this will show you how vast a spiritual being you are. It will show you that you might have been hurt by the narcissist and that you still hold the power to heal from this experience. Your soul will give you the access to the unconditional love in your own system, which the narcissist has managed to cut you off from through all their lies and gaslighting. The key to recovery from narcissistic abuse is reconnection with yourself. You may be feeling as though this person inside you has left and they're gone forever, but this is not true. The reason why you feel this way is because you have believed on some level of the low self-worth, the lies, manipulation, and the betrayal that the narcissist has convinced you of. They have created blocks between you and your true self. Reconnecting with yourself through experiences you have every day. And by letting go of all these illusions created by the narcissist is your path back to yourself. Like the people around you, you are a person too. Maybe you need reminding of this, given you have been through so much pain. You have to live this life knowing that you are a person who is having emotions and experiences like everyone else. You are not this empty shell of a person that you think you are. You may spend most of your time disconnected from your body and your reality. This happens after narcissistic abuse. But when you make efforts to reconnect with yourself, you breathe life into your inner being. The ego can be used for things like survival, keeping yourself out of danger, for drawing boundaries. Any power given to the ego beyond this will only make it grow bigger. The stories it feeds you about how something added value to you or how something reduced your value is not true. Because your self-worth has already been assigned to you. It's innate. It's inbuilt. You are deserving of everything, all including love. But growing up in an abusive environment or being with an abusive person has convinced you otherwise about your self-worth. The illusion of low self-worth is the biggest lie humanity has ever had to face. We have created a society that assigns value to human lives depending on the social class they belong to. In reality, everyone is good enough just the way they are. It might be hard for people to understand this, especially if they have not tried to connect with others on a human level. Nothing, absolutely nothing that the society has created adds value to anyone. I'm a firm believer of this, at least not in the way that it reduces the value of a human life, of another person. We must never measure our self-worth by what the society has conditioned us to believe. This is the biggest lie. If you base your self-worth on the parameters that the society has designed, you will always have low self-worth because you will always have something to work towards. But if you believe in your self-worth, of being deserving of all love and respect, if you can reconnect to this part of you, you just have to let the illusions fall away. This is why you must pursue your passion, as it adds to your joy. Pursuing money, status, and wealth does not add value to your value as a person. It only brings you money. When you express your individuality, there is not a bigger gift than this form of expression. You feel powerful because you're being yourself. Again, expressing individuality cannot come from your ego. It can only come from your soul, because the ego will always be planning these logical, analytical plans, and it will give you reasons to be sad about, to fear. It'll show you why you need to be more worried about making money and be less worried about being happy. It will convince you that being happy is not a priority. So do not listen to the ego. Now that you know you have all the self-worth and unconditional love and everything else you need already existing inside of you. All you need to do is reconnect with yourself to realize the existence of this within you. Let not the lies of the narcissist have you believing in all the wrong things about yourself. As a scapegoat or a black sheep of a narcissistic family, you already have a raised level of consciousness to be able to see things for what it is. So it is only a matter of time before you see your own true self-worth. You just have to draw the line, the differences between what is the truth and what are the lies which are keeping you from believing in yourself. You can start telling yourself that the illusions built by the narcissist was only to do so, to put you out of your own power. The ways in which you can reconnect with yourself is by, say you are a good dancer. That is what your passion is and you're passionate about it. Then when you dance, you feel this inner energy that makes you move. This is you connecting with your true self. That dancing, it's the bridge which leads you back to yourself. If you are passionate about painting, when you paint, you're again reconnecting with yourself. Your passion is nothing but a bridge. It holds a bridge to your inner being. To walk this bridge, you must dance more and paint more. The other thing which dissolves these blocks to your inner being is emotion processing. When a person is sad, if you try to fix their sadness, it usually won't work. Instead, if you connect with them, if you start speaking to them about the pain they're experiencing, they will connect back to you. They will speak about it. They will cry and express how they feel. This is emotion processing, and this is what you need to be doing for yourself. After narcissistic abuse, you will spend days, weeks, months, maybe even years in grief. And if you take the time to sit down and grieve with yourself and have a conversation with yourself while you're grieving, you will find that you're expressing more and you're crying more. This is emotion processing, and this is one of the ways in which you can dissolve the blocks and the illusions that the narcissist has created and kept you away from your true self. So the two of the most powerful tools which you can connect to, which does not belong to the ego but belongs to the soul, is one is passion and the other one is emotion processing. The ego will always convince you to put your emotions on the back seat because you have bills to pay. It will tell you that you do not have time for your emotions because, life has bigger problems that you need to deal with. Quite honestly, these are not the things that should hold you back from experiencing joy, reconnecting with yourself, and processing your own sad emotions. Staying connected to the emotion of love can be challenging after abuse. This is one of the other things which the ego will convince you that you do not need to have in your life. Love, a loving partnership, loving friendship. It will most probably even convince you by giving you proof of your narcissistic abuse that love does not exist. This is where you connect to your soul. You know the truth when you connect to your soul, that only love exists and that everything else is an illusion. That only love is the most powerful emotion on this planet and that it overpowers any other emotion. You can stay connected to the emotion of love, even though it is challenging after abuse. A love powerful enough to give you a feeling of sense of who you are, and a sense of well-being is what you're working towards. You can achieve this state by examining every emotion of yours. Then letting go of all the unhelpful thoughts and emotions. And imagine that you are holding on to this faith in the higher power when you let go. Because when you let go, you need something to hold on to. Hold on to the faith in the higher power. The God that has brought you all this way. He will lead you throughout the way. Hold on to your hope and faith in God and let go of the feeling of the injustices that happen to you, which the ego will convince you time and again that you need to hold on to it. Because if you forget the injustice and the betrayal, then you are somehow betraying yourself. You are not betraying yourself by letting go of all these unhelpful emotions. The soul will show you how powerful love is, and love is all that you need in order to restore your faith in yourself and in life again. We do not need to hold on to difficult emotions and injustices in order to remember the meaning of life. Take any instance from any religious book. Anyone, any prophet or any person in that book who has let go of everything else and put all their faith in God has always prospered in enormous proportions, and it has gone down in history. So the more you let go, the lighter you will feel, and the more you will move forward. Do things that help you stay connected to this feeling of love. Most importantly, stay connected to the feeling of love you have for yourself. You can fall in love with cooking, gardening, maintaining your house, tailoring. I don't know. There are many things that you can fall in love with so that you can, improve the environment you're living in. But staying connected to your inner being, to your concept of who you are and how you feel with this whole feeling of love you have for yourself, this is true reconnection with yourself. And this is what truly heals us from narcissistic abuse. What I found on my healing journey is that my blind trust in God has always brought me the experiences which shows me what I need to heal within myself to get to the next stage. I have learned over the years to have faith in myself to heal. Because with every step that I have taken towards healing, I feel more and more like myself. I feel more and more in my body. So please try and release the importance you have given the narcissist of them having had the power over you. They only did because at the time you only had so much knowledge. And you chose to believe certain things. So forgive yourself and release the importance and the power you have given to the narcissist. The narcissist has no power over anyone, not even themselves, which is why all of this has unraveled in the first place. The hurt and damage is meant to be processed, not held onto. Memories are meant to be treasures, not prison cells. After narcissistic abuse, recalling the past can really feel like prison. But you can let go of this prison mindset by understanding that giving any part of the narcissist or by remembering what they have done to us is not going to serve anyone. It's most definitely not going to let you move forward in your healing journey. There is no value in us holding on to the pain and hurt. Hold on to hope and faith instead. What you need to hold on to is hope and faith. What you need to do with your pain and hurt, you are meant to process it. When your ego convinces you that you do not have the time for it, you convince your ego back that processing needs to be done in order to let go of unhelpful emotions and thoughts. And this is how you change your behavior This is how you change the way you feel about yourself. If you have read Bessel van der Kolk's The Body Keeps the Score, you will understand how the body stores all these memories and emotions and how it changes you as a person. So the processing needs to happen for the hurt and the pain, and the holding on is only meant for hope and faith in yourself, in God, and in your healing journey. Thank you so much for listening to me. I hope I've given you a new perspective to explore, discover, or think about. I wish you all the best on your healing journey.